Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. State Power and Two More is the name of the channel. Just passed it, to be honest. Not a subscriber or anything. Comedian leaks footage of Erika Kirks celebrating Charlie's death is the name of the video. Um, Parallels between Erika and Diddy. So, again, if you've been following this since it happened in September, which I have, um, he the arse fell out of it very early on, to be honest. I mean, we've got a video here on the right again. Jesse on Fires making quite a lot of videos on this as well. Pizza party, Erika Kirk's ex with pizza tattooed on his lip. I believe that alludes to sort of a paedophile ring of sorts, is my understanding of that. But you've got Erika Kirk with the Romanian Angels. Anyone who doesn't know, she was an unknown person, but her mum and dad are very, very influential people, work for the government, Raytheon, and have contacts with Israel. And yeah, her parents are quite big in political circles, it would seem. This lass, out of nowhere, won a beauty pageant for Donald Trump at the age of 17. I mean, this is Donald Trump can't be trusted, if you ask me. He's in the Epstein files. There is actually not pictures, but there is documents of very, very shady things being said between him and Epstein. He fits the profile, rich man, likes young women. Um, so very much wouldn't trust Donald Trump, for to be honest. Erika Kirk just looks massively untrustworthy, to be honest. And yeah, so she won a beauty pageant for Donald Trump at 17. But then from nowhere, within 6 months of winning a beauty pageant for Donald Trump, she was in Romania and set up a non-profit organization called Romanian Angels that was dealing with orphan children in Romania. Again, this woman's from America, but apparently she went over to Romania to look after orphans at 17 after winning a beauty pageant. I mean, none of this should quite fit together well, because well, it just shouldn't fit together well, would it? So there was big questions in Romania about children going missing. It's all connected to military people, high up military people. A paedophile ring of sorts, it seemed. Again, orphans are brilliant for paedophile rings because there is no parents, there is no one to look after them and look out for them. So they're in the again, you've got kind of free reign on these people without getting caught. So it's a very good way of, well, the orphans are very good children to put into paedophile rings is another way of putting it for these people, because again, you limit the chance of getting caught. So there's all this going on in the background. If people didn't know, the Romanian Angels and what's being said and everything that's been said. And many, many more things. Again, the ex there with pizza on his lip, but apparently she never dated before Charlie. She was the perfect Christian, and you know what I mean. All that was bullshit. So again, she very much hoodwinked. Or Charlie Kirk looked like he was fucking honey potted. You know what I mean? The other possibility is Charlie Kirk's still alive, and he's in on it. Is another possibility, but that's been said. I'm not for that theory personally, but again, I don't know everything. He could be alive for all I know. But yeah, that's one theory out there. I'm not so much with that theory. I think the fella's probably dead. But then Erika Kirk's, that's the other side of this video. Like, Erika Kirk's not acting like her husband has died here at all. For very, very well, you'd be lucky to get 5 minutes out of her since it happened. You know what I mean? Where she actually genuinely looks like she's grieving and she lost the love of her life. You maybe get 5 minutes, if that, of this woman grieving. So there's a lot going on, really. Again, I'm not American, and it's not that important in the scheme of things. It's quite important. A fella's died, so it's important in that sense. But in terms of the world and everything that's going on, it is involved, to be honest. It's a massive psyop, because everything Erika Kirk will do now in the aftermath of all this, and now she'll affect the American youth, and probably it's all about getting them to vote for Vance. So stuff will occur. I mean, she's had already had Nicki Minaj on the show, like somebody who Charlie Kirk would never have on the show. You know what I mean? So the proof's in the pudding. It's already happened, and it'll continue to happen because that seems to be the plan here. Like completely derail TPSU and take it in a completely different direction than Charlie Kirk ever would. And again, it's already happened, to be honest. So yeah, we've got this comedian leaks footage of Erika Kirks celebrating Charlie's death. But even without I haven't seen this. I don't know. Like I've just there's some other footage in here and some interesting cracks and parallels between P Diddy killing Biggie Smalls and just fucking laughing about it in the aftermath, really, and making the songs. I remember I'll Be Missing You and made an absolute fortune off that. It was a massive song at the time. Yeah, so it just again, it's kind of got shades of Diddy and Biggie's is what the video's saying. So yeah, it's been a shit show though all the way down, hasn't it? Like again, the security team, how the security team acted. You got multiple people coming out saying he hasn't been shot with an AR-6 from 200 yards. All manner of madness and craziness. There's not much blood when the people are carrying him. All the security team are acting real weird. Two of them in particular act really weird. One runs around the back and starts filming it, and one just walks off on the phone. And then you've got the security team who were passing things around. So it was a shit show from day one, as we all, well, day three, by the time the dust settled and we all started having a look at what happened in more detail. It's been a bit shit show since about day three, to be honest. So now it's been sorted, obviously. Like you know what I mean. Now it's all just been sort of railroaded, brushed under the carpet, and railroaded. I mean, when's this Tyler Robinson's fucking court? When's the court crack happening? Apparently it's going to be televised. I'll be fucking another shit show yet again. Well, we'll give that a view probably. Yeah, apparently it's been televised. We heard, and Erika Kirk wants it televised. Well, that's because it's more publicity for the cause. Do you know what I mean? Like many people, nowhere near as many people know who Charlie Kirk is now than they did before his death. Like I knew who Charlie Kirk was before his death because of what he was doing. Do you know what I mean? Because he's sort of in our crack, in so to speak. So I was very aware of Charlie Kirk, but the majority of people weren't. Do you know what I mean? He kind of become famous through death, a lot more famous than he was in life. And yeah, so like Erika Kirk's got a bigger audience in a way. And yeah, she's going to lead that audience in the wrong direction, very much so. That's literally what is going to happen here. And as already began, again, Nicki Minaj is the absolute proof. And is Nicki Minaj the poster girl of Christianity? And the answer is very much no, she is not. So yeah, the plot thickens. We'll have a lot of listen to this anyway and see what's happening. And yeah, there's talk of like I've seen a video saying Charlie Kirk's parents want paternity thingy tests on the children to see if they're actually Charlie's, because we've got all this ex crack, the guy with pizza on his lip here, who apparently Erika Kirk never dated, but did because there's pictures and everything, and she doesn't drink, but she was on a fucking a reality TV dating show. So she was on a dating show, reality TV, drinking on the dating show. But apparently she doesn't drink. She never dated before Charlie. You know what I mean? The arse fell out of that pretty quickly. So we've kind of been lied to a few times by Erika Kirk as well. That's the other side of it. We've kind of been lied to by this woman. And the arse has fell out of it, her lies. I mean, she looks to me like she looks evil half of the time. I really do see like an evil in her. Like, I don't think she's like that attractive a woman. I can get people's point. She's not ugly, but I don't think she's that attractive. She just kind of looks evil to me in many ways. Especially in like all these interviews. Like, I just kind of see an evil in her in a way. I mean, to be doing all this because the asses fell out of it, but she's pushing on as if most of us haven't figured this out. It kind of proves she is evil in many ways. So. Yeah, there is that. But yeah, so we'll have a listen to this, see what crack is. Hold on.
guy got shot 3 months ago, and she walks out to a pyrotechnic display. I mean,
and it made me want to do things for the greater good.
How do you carry on this legacy?
I wanted to make sure that this dream meant something at the end of the day.
Because, I mean, we're carrying on Charlie's legacy, continuing the legacy and making sure that this machine that my husband built outlives all of us.
Is Erika Kirk doing to Charlie what Diddy did to Biggie? Comedian Tim Dillon just said out loud what a lot of people online have been whispering about. Erika doesn't look like she's grieving. She looks like she's celebrating. Erika has been on stage with pyrotechnics and shiny suits literally every other day since Charlie was assassinated. And yeah, sure, everyone grieves differently, but no one grieves with fireworks entrances and merch tossing. Well, maybe...
Yeah, she, again, that's a lot of people have noticed that. Do you know what I mean? I mean, people do grieve differently. We all are aware of that. We're not stupid. Like we're factoring that in. But ultimately, this woman has never grieved. You know what I mean? She hasn't. It's fake tears. Like this, it's the woman who never stops crying. But her makeup never runs. Never. She like again. When I've seen a woman who is genuinely upset about something and crying their eyes out and covered in makeup, as this woman always is because she's on the TV, you end up looking like a fucking clown half the time. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, she probably got good makeup. She's rich as fuck. You know what I mean? But still, if you're crying uncontrollably, which you generally are if you are grieving and genuinely upset, it's not like one or two tears. You have moments where you're kind of inconsolable. You know what I mean? And the tears flow. So, but yet this woman's makeup has never ran. So I've always thought that she's just kind of faking it, even from day sort of 3, you know what I mean? The minute we sort of started saying, hold on a minute, this is a little bit weird. Like, she's never really acted, because she hadn't sort of made a public appearance, really, then. She went on the Charlie Kirk show, didn't she, in a suit, and said she was the boss now, and all this kind of crack. And even in that, she had anger in her, it seemed. Like, anger, but not she didn't seem to be grieving. She just seemed to be angry and not angry enough in many ways. So we'll crack on. Hold on.
Be one other person, Sean Diddy Combs. A lot of people are now saying that Erika is giving Diddy "I'll be missing you" vibes. The same way Diddy was on stage dancing just days after Biggie died, and then profited endlessly off his merch and legacy. And then let's not forget how Diddy ignored Biggie's family and refused to give them rights to Big's music. And honestly, the way Erika has shut out Charlie's parents while profiting massively from this tragedy, the energy is exactly the same. Now, this is probably a coincidence, but both Erika and Diddy are November Scorpios. But here's where it gets dark.
Yeah, Scorpios. I think of all the star signs in the world, I least get on well with Scorpios. To be honest, they're very, very calculated people. Sly, from my reckoning.
Darker. You know how 50 Cent's documentary alluded that Diddy had something to do with Biggie's death, and that's why he was low-key celebrating when Biggie was gone? So what does this tell us about Erika? Why is she acting like losing her husband was the best thing that ever happened to her?
I've never seen a human being bounce back like this.
We are going to get my husband's friend, J.D. Vance, elected for 48 and the most...
We're going to get my friend J.D. Vance elected. Yeah, again, it's very much the reason she's took over and is to peddle everything that she's peddling, you know what I mean? Again, but this is right, like, when does anybody remember this woman grieving, like, at all? Like, I can't, I can remember her, like, fake crying in interviews and fucking pretending to grieve, but a genuine grief, an inconsolable grief, because the love of your life, the father of your children, has been taken from the earth in a very, very horrific manner in public. And yeah, that not once has this woman's grief ever matched the situation. Not once, truly, like, not once.
All right, let's talk about how comedian Tom Dillon just clocked Erika Kirks' fake persona and said her flashy Hollywood entrances felt elitist, performative, and completely out of touch with regular folks.
To go out through a stream of fireworks and sparklers and stand there in a glittering pantsuit, and 3 months after your husband was killed, many people feel that there is something off about that. And we're starting to see that political people are the exact same thing as the Hollywood elites that they all love to dunk on. And we all look at this. This is Megan Thee Stallion twerking at the Kamala rally. This is deeply unsettling to a lot of people. It feels like you're being played. You feel it. It seems off.
And then Tom really went in saying Erika's entire media tour after Charlie's death is nothing but a calculated money grab. And it's all about keeping those donations.
Yeah, it is massively about keeping all them donations coming, massively. Yeah, it feels off. It feels like we're being played. I think a lot of people will, again, agree with that. And from sort of day 3, as we say, like, he got shot, the dust sort of settled. You don't start making accusations in the immediate aftermath of someone's death. You kind of let the dust settle slightly. And as soon as the dust settled and people started really looking at what had happened and what we were being told and the videos of the situation and yada, 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 while everybody was acting in the aftermath, a lot of the stuff that happened, to be honest, a lot of the stuff that again, hasn't been reported to. Again, it's back to the if you're paying attention crack, you know what I mean? If you're paying attention, which generally means you're following this, like you're following what happens, you're looking into it. If it's just passed you by, Charlie Kirk got shot and you've heard it in the news, and you haven't looked into it since then you're never going to click on that there's something amiss here, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's always if you're paying attention, which kind of means if you're looking into this situation, you know what I mean? So, yeah, anybody paying attention that's followed this, like I have, and sort of these YouTubers, Jesse on Fire, etc., clearly this comedian, anybody who's been sort of truly following this, yeah, it feels like we're being played, feels off. Feels like Erika Kirk is lying. It feels like she's been caught lying multiple times, to be honest. Doesn't feel like she's grieving. And yeah, it's like Charlie Kirk's death has massively been used to not just further her money supply, but further her goals and the goals of... The thing is with TPSU is it wasn't really Charlie Kirk's in many ways. It was some billionaire very much funded Charlie Kirk to do all of that, and in essence it would be very much the billionaires more than Charlie Kirk's in a way. Charlie Kirk was very much the face of TSU and the leader, but he wasn't so much the owner in my eyes if it was funding by a billionaire, and it was set up by a guy, so it was kind of his entity in a way, and Charlie Kirk was the face of it. But the billionaire wanted it, you know, if you understand what I'm saying. So I'm sure that billionaire's still in the background, and Erika Kirk's in with that billionaire. Do you know what I mean? Well, that billionaire could have used Charlie Kirk from day one, and that was kind of the crack. They were looking for a young, go-getting youth of America who could speak quite well. He didn't speak that well to start with. He got a lot better of it as time went on. But they needed the kind of... I mean, there's more people doing this now. Like, there is other people doing the similar thing, going to campus universities and having debates with people. And that's kind of how it all started. He wasn't the best at it, but it was all kind of pushed and funded by a billionaire that's been mentioned. So... yeah, it wasn't Charlie Kirk's in essence, so that's not the way that I look at it anyway. It was very much this billionaires, and Charlie Kirk was the face of it, and yeah, he got it where it was needed to be, very much so, but now it's got big. They've offed Charlie Kirk. They're steering it in a completely different direction with a bigger audience, because the death of Charlie Kirk and how Charlie Kirk died brought in more people and made Charlie Kirk, in a way, a household name when he very much wasn't a household name before he died. He very much wasn't. He was quite big in America and in the youth, and people knew of him from the universities. But even most of America hadn't really heard of him. Do you know what I mean? And round the world, he was pretty unknown, but he had a bit of a presence on YouTube. He's in this sort of collective that we're in, so his videos came up for me, and I was aware of him, and I watched a few. But the fame of Charlie Kirk now is far, far greater in death than it ever was in life. And now Erika Kirk has, in effect, it took that fame, because all the people that were watching before and all the people this has gathered in Charlie Kirk's death are now kind of watching Erika Kirk, the people who followed TPSU because of this tragedy. Do you know what I mean? So Erika Kirk's got a bigger audience and is steering the audience in the wrong direction now. And yet again, the proof of it is, like Nicki Minaj, if you really kind of know what we're talking about here, and where Charlie Kirk was and was going, and where, if you know what we're talking about, where Erika Kirk's going to steer this from now on, and Nicki Minaj kind of being the proof of it. Yeah, it's all just smacks of a massive psyop. Again, that's why it's debatable whether I mean, I edge on the side of Charlie Kirk's dead, but there is the possibility that he could be alive, because this is just a massive psyop. And I mean, it's the gravity as well, I suppose. It's the level of how bad this world truly is. If the world isn't that bad, Charlie will be alive and just get plastic surgery and get on with his life, and that was the end of the show. But the reality probably is this lad was murdered for this psyop, and Charlie Kirk's no longer with us, and that's the level of I don't know what the word is, but that's kind of the level of what you're dealing with here. This man's death is definitely not cut and dry. This Tyler Robinson off the roof with a sniper rifle, it is nowhere near cut and dry. Like, so far from cut and dry, it's unbelievable. And how everybody's acted in the aftermath. You've got to take all these things into consideration. You know what I mean? It's the fella's died here. Apparently, the love of her life was shot in public. And this woman just cracks on like now it's really happened. Again, I've yet to see this woman genuinely grieve because of the situation that's occurred. Like, she's never grieved anywhere near. And I know obviously she can grieve in private, but when you're genuinely grieving, you can't hold it back. You break down. Do you know what I mean? You genuinely break down halfway through a sentence when you remember something Charlie did, some time you spent with Charlie, or something you done with the kids. This man's gone, and you just you hit that point in your mind and that memory, and you're uncontrollable. You can't help yourself crying, because you're fragile at that moment. You're broken because your husband's been taken from you. Now, I've never seen one moment at all of this from Erika Kirk, and that's kind of, I think, what people are expecting. And again, we're not like, some of us aren't stupid, and if you've ever faced genuine trauma and grief, like this would genuinely be a massive traumatic affair, unbelievable grief. You are your grief is uncontrollable, and Erika Kirk's grief is very much controllable. So that's a sign for me. But never mind that, you've got all the weirdness in the background and everything else. Do you know what I mean? But for me, Erika Kirk is a massive red flag. Like, just Erika Kirk's behaviour is a massive red flag. But there's a lot more to it, you know what I mean? Everything else that's went on in the background, and the security team, and quite a long list of things at this point, to be honest. Again, if you're paying attention, if you're following this. But yeah, for me, Erika Kirk's behaviour is a massive red flag, and again, that's how I would describe it. She's got very much a controlled grief. Now, you do not have a controlled grief when you have such a traumatic event happen in your life, and the father of your children has been taken from the earth, publicly assassinated.
flowing to TPUSA now that Charlie's gone.
You feel like this is a coordinated and choreographed spectacle so that you are played. They want your money. That's what they got mad at Candace about. They're like, why are you telling people not to give us money? She's also saying you killed the guy. Why are you mad about the money? They're just mad that they're not getting money. They want your money.
But Tom didn't stop there. During another recent episode of his show, Tom called out Erika for that replica tent stunt at AmFest. And he said what every sane person has been thinking to themselves for the past 3 months. Something about Erika's behavior just isn't sitting right. Like the math is not mathing, and people are finally starting to say it out loud.
And Erika Kirk, God bless, tragic, and I'm sorry for what happened, but nobody knows why she's out there in a glittering pantsuit in a recreated tent that her husband tragically was murdered in, throwing merch out. She's out there talking to Nicki Minaj. People are confused. What's going on? Those are the 3 words that sum up this whole entire that we've created.
And now here's where it gets real messy. After Tom Dillon dragged Erika and said she's no better than your average fake Hollywood celebrity, folks online started putting 2 and 2 together. And now people are noticing some real uncomfortable similarities between Erika and another controversial name, Sean Diddy Combs. And what really got folks talking is the way Erika's been moving since Charlie's death. Always glammed up, doing back-to-back interviews, profiting off of Charlie's name and legacy, and just looking like a weight's been lifted off her shoulder. So
Gave assurance to people that Turning Point USA is continuing, and it is. I mean, we are so blessed to have more work than we even could ever dream of. I mean, it's beautiful, and Turning Point Action, full steam ahead. I was there from the beginning of all of it.
So now it's all starting to remind people way too much of how Diddy acted after Biggie passed. It's pretty much the same energy and same optics as when Diddy was dancing at the MTV Video Music Awards.
Yeah, Gremlins in the Machine. Sorry, but yeah, again, I can't disagree with any of this. It just feels like we're being played. She isn't grieving. Yeah, I kind of have to agree with it all, to be honest. Like that's how it's felt. Do you know what I mean? That's how it's felt. Nicki Minaj, again, the whole Nicki Minaj situation. Definitely, Charlie Kirk wouldn't have done that. So yeah, I can't really can't argue with it, because that's how it's felt. That's the beauty of it. That's really how it's felt, isn't it? It felt like, if you paid attention, really is feel like these people are trying to play us, like, especially Erika Kirk. She's not particularly good at it. She isn't. She's been on she's been on reality TV shows, and she's been in that music video. But she's not an actress. She's not a Hollywood actress. She's not particularly good at it. That's the thing. That's the problem. She's not a particularly good actress. So, yeah, there's definite, again, it is some massive shades of Puff Daddy and fucking Biggie, like, in a way.
Following Biggie's death. The only thing Diddy was missing was the pyrotechnics. Other than that, a lot of people on social media are saying it's giving Erika Kirk after Charlie died. Here are just some of the things folks are saying over on X. Erika Kirk really went to the Diddy school of mourning, huh? Diddy behaved like Erika Kirk after he got Biggie killed. Erika Kirk going on tour is very much giving Diddy after he killed Biggie and went on stage dancing around like nothing happened. And then some people are taking it even further and saying what 50 Cent is to Diddy, that's what Candace Owens is to Erika. One user wrote, Candace Owens is to Erika Kirk what 50 Cent is to Diddy. Leave Erika alone, Candace. She's trying to enjoy her world tour, book promotion, and millions of dollars in peace, like any grieving widow would. Duh. Now, speaking of dollars, that's another point of comparison between Erika and Diddy. They both profited massively after losing people they claimed were closest to them. In Erika's case, Candace claimed that TPUSA, with Erika as their CEO, raked in over $140 million in just 3 months since Charlie died.
Doesn't go, hey, maybe we should strike that, they made $40 million like 2 nights ago at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe that feels kind of a little bit like let them eat cake-ish. Oh, and we've made more than, separately from Mar-a-Lago, Turning Point USA, since Charlie was killed, just so you guys know this is a fact, has made more than $100 million. That is separate from the $40 million they made at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, there's some crack about the life insurance as well. I was watching a video yesterday about the life insurance and how it kind of got hidden, and it's kind of come out now. I can't remember whose video it was. Yeah, there was some dodginess with Charlie Kirk's life insurance as well. It had kind of been hidden so that people didn't know this existed, and someone's found it. Yeah, I can't remember whose video it was. It was maybe actually on Jesse on Fire. Actually, it was maybe on Jesse on Fire over here. So we got this pizza party crack as well, and like the pizza lip, and so we'll have a look at this as well, I think, just while we're on the Erika Kirks situation. So yeah, that video there kind of just saying like she doesn't grieve, she hasn't grieved. We've all kind of witnessed that. Do you know what I mean? It's the beauty of it. We've all kind of witnessed it. So we'll move over to Jesse here and see what the crack is with this crack. Hold on. So just Jesse on Fire here. The Erika Kirk and Cabot Phillips situation is way darker than anyone thought. So this guy's covering it quite a lot. If you want to know more about this whole thing, and go back and watch this guy's videos. Quite a few people are covering it, you know what I mean? But Jesse on Fire does quite a lot. Top class country or whatever, that guy as well. There's loads to be fair. So anyhow, let's have a look. This is part 2, and then the part 1 as well, if you want to go and watch it on Jesse on Fire. The life insurance is in that last video of his, so he mentions it in a sec.
All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back. So this is going to be the part 2 of the Erika Kirk video where we were talking about, we talked about the life insurance policy, but now we're going to get into this other thing that's just so weird. It's like, bottom line, if you could connect her to people where there is some suspicion around their potential involvement in different types of things, then it becomes relevant, right? And what I want to do is I'm going to show you guys part of Coop's video that he did. This is part 1. He actually has a 2-part series on this. And like, if you do not follow Coop's channel, I'm telling you, you are blowing it. He does incredible work. But you know what? First, there's actually something else I want to show you guys first, okay? So I showed you guys just a little bit of the Dauntless Dialogue documentary, and I want to show you a little bit more because I just want to put this stuff into perspective of why I am so suspicious of stuff like this. When you see stuff like this, right, where it's like, man, this is, bordering on the edge of some stuff that I know is going on, why you don't need to think that I am crazy. And again, if
I don't know what this is. I don't know what he's going to say yet. So yeah, the previous video, I mentioned a channel there as well, which we'll get the name of, because apparently we should be following him. So I don't know what's going to be said here at all, to be honest. But again, the previous video is about the life insurance, which was quite interesting. If you want to go back and watch that. So we'll see what this crack is. Hold on.
If you have not gone and subscribed to Dauntless Dialogue, okay, this is its own website. It's not a YouTube channel. Dauntless Dialogue is its own website. It costs $35 a year to be a member, and I am telling you, it is endless top quality content on this. You'll never run out unless you're insane. I mean, there's just absolutely endless content on this, but I want to show you a little bit about this one. This is about the...
That didn't really make sense. You'll never run out unless you're insane.
This is about the man, it's hard for me when I have to double track thinking about like, okay, should I say that? Should I say that? I'm just going to not do that as much as I can. But this one's about the Rothschild.
Yeah, he pisses around the houses, Jesse, to be fair. He pisses around the houses.
The ball that they did in 1972 where people were, it's basically the real life version of Eyes Wide Shut. Okay. It's 100% real. This really happened. And this is how, when I hear about stuff like Erika Kirk having this scandal when it came.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, this does Eyes Wide Shut. It's the name of the film, your eyes are wide shut. You won't believe that this is going on. Your eyes are wide shut. It's in the film, the name. That's how fucking stupid everybody is, you know what I mean? I mean, you've got the owl at fucking Bohemian Grove. They all go and do rituals there that we know about, you know what I mean? So we have an actual evidence of them performing a ritual in front of a massive owl in California in a place called Bohemian Grove every year. It's been exposed. So these people do rituals in satanic cults because they're Satanists. We've been through that as well. So yeah, these parties happen a lot. It's not like they don't let you film it. You know what I mean? They don't. That's the whole point of Eyes Wide Shut, trying to tell you this goes on, but it's a secret. We don't really film these things. Do you know what I mean? But now and again, it maybe gets filmed. So here's maybe one occasion it has. But generally, they don't film themselves doing this. Do you know what I mean? Again, eyes wide shut. Like the Stanley Kubrick was trying to tell you the crack. I mean, he died before the film was released, and 15 minutes was never ever released. It was deleted by whoever got their hands on the film after Stanley Kubrick died. But Stanley Kubrick was maybe just trying to tell you what really goes on, because nobody's allowed to tell you what really goes on. And then the fella's dead, coincidentally, you know what I mean? Before the film's released, the fella dies. I mean, is there a connection there? I don't know, but it's suspicious. Yeah, and again, the film's called Eyes Wide Shut because most people are determined to keep their eyes wide shut and not look at the real world and what really goes on, because it's not nice. Do you know what I mean? It's not a nice place, and again, it seems far fetched, but that's half of the crack of how these people get away with it, making you think that it seems far fetched. So, oh no, that's not happening. Well, it is. Like, it's like Epstein, and paedophile rings, and Romanian angels, and Jimmy Savile, and you know what I mean. It is happening. It is happening. So yeah, half of making you disbelieve in it is that's the best part for them. You disbelieve in it. So there you go. They can just carry on with impunity because you don't even believe this is happening. So yeah, let's have a listen to this.
To the Romanian Angels thing, and then then you have Cabot Phillips with a pizza tattooed on the on his inner lip, and he's putting it out there. And then I'm going to go through later a connection that he has that I can verify with video to you guys. It's just like, I'm not saying that for sure Erika's a bad.
I think Pizzagate something to do with a paedophile ring. Like I'm not up to 100% on that. He mentioned Romanian angels there. I think he's about to say Erika Kirks a bad actor. Completely agree. Or actress. Completely agree. Already said it.
Actor, this could all be total 100% coincidence. Possibly. Completely possible. But I'm just going to tell you why I'm suspicious by showing you, okay? So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I appreciate you guys doing that. Go ahead and like this video, and let's rock. All right, I changed my mind. We're going to show just a little bit of the Coop video that relates to the Erika Kirk stuff that has led to suspicion on her, and then we'll look at some really dark stuff, and then we'll go back to Cabot Phillips in a second. All right, so check this out.
Everyday Heroes, the organization which Erika supposedly started to help children. It has been a jumping off point for many calling into question who Erika Kirk actually is, and understandably so, as we shall see. And I'm sure if you've done any research on Erika Kirk, you've probably heard of this.
To the Romanian Angels thing, and then you have Cabot Phillips with a pizza tattooed on the on his inner lip, and he's putting it out there. And then I'm going to go through later a connection that he has that I can verify with video to you guys. It's just like, I'm not saying that for sure Erika's a bad.
I think Pizzagate something to do with a paedophile ring. Like I'm not up to 100% on that. He mentioned Romanian angels there. I think he's about to say Erika Kirk's a bad actor. Completely agree. Or actress. Completely agree. Already said it.
Actor, this could all be total 100% coincidence. Possibly. Completely possible. But I'm just going to tell you why I'm suspicious by showing you, okay? So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I appreciate you guys doing that. Go ahead and like this video, and let's rock. All right, I changed my mind. We're going to show just a little bit of the Coop video that relates to the Erika Kirk stuff that has led to suspicion on her, and then we'll look at some really dark stuff, and then we'll go back to Cabot Phillips in a second. All right, so check this out.
Everyday Heroes, the organization which Erika supposedly started to help children. It has been a jumping off point for many calling into question who Erika Kirk actually is, and understandably so, as we shall see. And I'm sure if you've done any research on Erika Kirk, you've probably heard of this. However, during research, I found some stuff I don't think I've seen anyone else talk about. So let's get into it. Firstly, raise your hand if you've started a nonprofit. Okay, what about one for orphans? And then what about one for orphans in foreign countries? And then on top of that, you did it at the age of 17.
Yeah, I mean, again, I've mentioned this. So she won a beauty pageant. She was a nobody at all. Though her parents are very influential. She won a beauty pageant at the age of 17 for Donald Trump's beauty pageant. And then from nowhere, 6 months later, at 17, sets up a non-profit organization and moves to Romania to deal with orphan children in Romania. Now, anybody else at 17 opened non-profit organizations for orphans, and you know what I mean? Again, you kind of got to really think about what's going on here. It sounds all right. It sounds charitable. You know what I mean? But what the hell's a 17-year-old beauty pageant woman doing, setting up fucking non-profit organisations to help out orphans at 17 after just winning a beauty pageant? Surely this is the point when you're getting your career going and going to university and these kind of things. Yeah, no, this woman's went over at 17 to Romania to apparently help orphans, which again, it's mad in itself, really, if you really think about it. But then there's everything about children going missing and all the paedophile crack with the army. You know what I mean? Like, never mind all of that. Just the fact that a 17-year-old opens a non-profit organisation and moves to Romania to help orphans after winning a beauty pageant is strange in itself. It really is, if you really think about it. Right, hold on, we'll crack on.
Okay, so now that no one's hand is left in the air, I'm going to be the bad guy for the first of many times in this video and say, I don't think that this story is 100% true as to how it happened. I do believe the nonprofit is real. I just don't believe it was solely Erika Kirk and the goal of helping orphans. And that's not too hard to get behind, because if we look into Everyday Heroes, they have a program known as Romanian Angels. Romanian Angels was a group of Americans who went over to Romania to help children in orphanages over there, giving them things like Christmas presents and clothing and some essentials. But if you're Romanian or aware of Romania and American relations, you might know that Romanians aren't really comfortable with Americans and foreign assistance because it hasn't gone well in the past. In a region located in the southeast of Romania, which also happens to be close to where this orphanage is located, there's an American military base. It's technically NATO, but let's be honest, we foot the bill for the whole squad. And the base is named Mihail, or however you say this word in Romanian, and it's been embroiled in controversy for many years. In fact, since its inception, it's had a terrible reputation with the locals, with involvement in crimes from drugs and weapons trafficking to things that are even...
Okay, so I'm just going to pause it right there, because to be able to talk about where it's going, you have to talk around it, okay? So basically, if you can think of, anytime there are people trying to help orphans, it is a magnet for people who want to not help them. And it's people who magnet there because they know that whatever kind of sick stuff they have going on in their brain, they can act it out, and there's no one that is going to be looking.
Yeah, there's no one to help them. Again, foster children as well in England. I mean, in the case, I don't know if did I make a video on it? No, I haven't made a video on it still. Like a lass from Blackpool I mentioned, and apparently she ended up as kebab meat, of all things, is kind of the tale. Young lass in Blackpool was getting farmed out by her parents. But the fella who believed to have actually murdered her was actually a fosterer of children. So yet again, the whole fostering of kids, there's no one to really to help the kids, other than sort of social services, I suppose. But they're not as good as you think. And again, if a kid's being abused, they might be scared, you know what I mean, to tell somebody and tell social services, and depending on how much social services has, I suppose. But yeah, fostering kids is a hotbed for abuse as well. And again, this orphans, when there's no parents to look after people, you know what I mean. So yeah, he's very right that it is a hotbed for this kind of activity. Again, with the Epstein crack as well, like any paedophile or any paedophile ring would much prefer an orphan over someone with loving parents who will look out for them. You know what I mean? Kind of obvious in a way. So yeah, and there's been a lot of things said about this Romanian Angels in the time in Romania and this military base in the background. I mean, people have done the homework here. You know what I mean? People have done the research, like. So again, this is the internet. This is the problem why that this is why they want to take the internet away, because they can lie to us, but with the internet we can find out the truth. But if they take away the internet, we have to believe the bullshit we're fed, don't we? Which is bullshit. So yeah, this is why they want rid of the internet. Hold on, we'll crack on.
Into what they're doing because they don't have parents. Okay, so this is a situation just like that, where the guy who is the colonel on this base, think of the worst case scenario. Like worst case scenario for what someone could be doing when they are interacting with a bunch of these, these kids that are in an orphanage. Is that just like that? It's think as bad as you can think of it. Outside of, I mean, literally, actually, nope, just absolutely as bad as it could possibly be. That is what was going on.
Right, this is what I mean by he pisses round the houses. And again, I know he's got a monetized YouTube channel, but he's on about paedophilia and sexual abuse of children. You know what I mean? Call a spade a spade. That's my crack. So yeah, again, I mean, it should be obvious to anyone. An orphan's the perfect target.
Going on here, okay? And the guy who was implicated as the leader was the colonel something on this base. And the connection between that guy and Erika is when Erika, when you look up Erika's organization that was supposedly, there to help orphans, the exact person that they said was the key to their ability to help was that guy. Okay. So it's not even it's not a stretch connection. It's like, here it is in writing. This is what Erika's, organization said about this guy and how helpful he was. And here is all of the documented stuff about what this guy is.
Yeah, I mean, some of this has come out before. I mean, she's still good friends with the general, like of who's on the base. That's been proved as well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know if it's videos long enough, really, to be honest. So I'll leave it here, but you can come and watch it on Jesse on Fire if you want. But yeah, all about Romanian Angels and all this crack. And here's apparently one of the satanic parties that the elites have eyes wide shut kind of scenario, which go on, you know what I mean? It goes on. Here's Erika Kirks' ex with pizza tattooed on his lip, which apparently links to like Pizzagate or something like that. I'm not 100% on that. What the crack is, like, I don't really know what Pizzagate was, is what I'm trying to say. I understand it was something to do with a paedophile ring, I believe, but again, you would have to kind of look into it. Yeah, so just no Erika Kirk really, like, just doesn't look like she's grieved, to be honest. But then there's all this stuff in the background which brings Erika Kirk's reputation and what's the word I'm looking for, like who she is, very much into question. And very much into question in light of Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk sort of being a Christian and all the Christian beliefs and everything and that. If Charlie Kirk was being genuine, she is not the woman for Charlie Kirk, it would seem, but Charlie Kirk believed that. So it kind of feels like if all this is real and Charlie Kirk is dead and Charlie Kirk was played, do you know what I mean? Makes it worse, I suppose. It makes it worse. But I don't know. I mean, he could be alive. He could be getting played and he's alive. I mean, I don't know. The beauty of it is I don't know. All I think we know is Erika Kirk's not grieving. Erika Kirk's lying. Erika Kirk's background's shady as shit. Everything with the shooting and all the backroom team and security, that was all a bit shady as well. There's a lot of shadiness, you know what I mean? So basically, whatever we know, we haven't been told the ultimate truth here. I think we can definitely say that for a fact. We haven't been told the ultimate truth. But like, yeah, I couldn't definitely tell you is he dead? I mean, I'll go with yes, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'll go with yes, but again, everyone is kind of acting like he isn't. No one's really grieving, again, except maybe his own parents. I mean, there's cracks coming out about them wanting tests to see if the kids are actually Charlie's. I've heard that as well. But you don't know what's true and what isn't, you know what I mean? There's a lot said in this world nowadays. Well, I'll leave it there anyway. If you want to watch Jesse on fire, then the previous video he mentioned there's stuff about the life insurance, Charlie Kirk's life insurance, quite interesting as well. So yeah, if you're following it, or you want to follow it, again, I kind of keeping an eye on it. But as I've said before, it's like there's bigger things. You know what I mean? This is kind of an American thing as well, more than it's British. But I like keeping an eye on it because it's a massive psyop, to be honest. It was kind of clear it was a psyop quite early on. So it's good to keep an eye on it because these massive psyops happen. Like, clearly, you're watching one. So I'll leave it there anyway. Peace.